Welcome to the Empower Me Show with Pam Bright. This show is all about honoring you as a spiritual being, having a human experience. You are here for a reason, and it's no mistake that you are here on Earth right now. Spirit has guided you to this very moment in time, so you could hear the messages Pam is about to share with you. She is a multidimensional healer, light language channel, transformation coach, wife and mother, committed to helping you discover the tools and practices to empower you to live the best life you can. You get to choose the spirit path you take. You can connect to the spiritual guidance already all around you. Get ready to live a fully empowered life. This is the Empower Me Show.
Welcome to the Empower Me Show with Pam Bright. I am your host for this program. I'm so glad you're here. This is the Lionsgate Portal Day. Yay! We are here. We have our beautiful lion here as that representation of the portal today. And guess who's with me? Dr. Pat of Transformation Talk Radio and the Transformation Network. I am so glad you're here, Pat, with me. We are going to rock and roll with bringing in these energies for the Lionsgate Portal and for what we get to look forward to from August until, I don't know when it ends, but you would know that.
Yeah, I love it. This is a very important. Thank you. First of all, thank you for inviting me to your show. It's been like a few minutes, but thank you so much for inviting me. And you look so amazing with that just majestic lion right there behind you. How cool is that?
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So Pat has her own spiritual gifts, tools, and techniques that she uses on a daily basis. That's why I always love to bring new people into the show so that they can share with you what you might be seeking for your own spiritual journey. And so I bring different people in for these important days. And I knew today was a really important day to bring Pat's energy and her lioness being into this moment in time. So before we get going any further, what I like to do every time that we have a live show is to ground us into who we are right this moment. Because I think it's super important for all of us to remember that we are spiritual beings having this human experience, and it's vital that we honor both. And so we're going to honor both by bringing in the energies, and then we're going to ground it into our own beings as humans, and then help us connect to the Earth Mother, all of the cosmos, and all of the portals that are wanting to be opened today. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to bring some bright language, as we like to call it, into this space because it is coming through me, my voice. And so we are bringing my energy of bright as well as the light into this moment. So I recommend that you get a crystal or a stone or an amulet or something that can help you to center within. I happen to have a selenite crystal here that helps me remember that I am light. And so I hold that every time I do a show. And I invite you to take a few deep breaths, which help you to center into who you are now. If you're in a place that you can close your eyes, please do that. If you need to focus on the road, know that you will receive exactly what you need in this moment. Creator of all that is, the one who lives and breathes within all things, we thank you for our lives. We thank you for this day. We thank you for the sacredness of who we are on our human journey. Each of us having a human journey. We thank you that we get to be spirit in form, and we get to be the mouth and the ears of God. We get to express you on this planet. Thank you, Creator, for that. And as you breathe, I invite you to come into your heart space. As you can see, if you want to open your eyes and look, I have this beautiful heart, this gold heart for you to really remember who you are. And so as you remember who you are and you're breathing into your belly and into your heart space, invite in your guides, teachers, and angels now into this moment as I bring in the light. Elatayetu sadaye nazadeike ubayeu hena 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 sananaye anazedam babaye. So they are powerfully coming through now. As they come through, just invite them in. Hena sanesadame umama yehi naza yehi. Ooh, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm experiencing all the angelic realm coming through, as well as the peaceful warriors. That seems like a contradiction, but it's actually who we're being in this time. We get to choose either love or hate, peace or war. We get to choose that. The warrior spirit is the one that just does what's necessary in this moment and every moment. And so we invite those peaceful warriors in now to teach us about who we are in 2024, August 8th. Erataye sudababaye undaya zedei. Usetate tanamakite namakana itena maya senena maya chuchuna mayasa. Ekukuna maya sanamai nema neke naike. Thank you, Earth Mother, for being here now. Thank you for allowing us to be on your body and receive from you and your energy spirit, Gaia. We ask you to bring your energies fully up into our bodies, into our legs, allowing us to walk with ease and grace, bringing you into our arms so that we can hold our loved ones tight, and sometimes let them go because it's time for them to go. We invite you into our torsos where our hearts are and our solar plexus, power centers. We ask all of the guides that are here now to hold this vortex open, allowing us to learn and be receptive to the wisdom that's going to come through now. We now ask that this portal open fully, and we're going to continue to open it more and more and more as this hour goes on with you. And the way that it opens is through your intention. So think about your intention for this time and allow whatever energies are ready to support you to come in. Elasane kechena makia mamaiche. Sanda zera ba mantakina mamaichira baba inte. Uso no mamite nukua. Oh. So very slowly, without struggle, just shift a little bit in your seat or wherever you are. If you're walking, just go ahead and pause for a moment. And open your beautiful eyes and come back. Welcome back to this moment. I'm so glad you're here. So Pat.
Yeah.
Hello.
Pam.
Hi.
How are you?
Great. So part of that, I was hearing that they want you also to speak into the portal space to invite in whatever wants to come in through you. And so if you are open to that, whenever that is,
Yeah.
just bring that in.
Yeah.
Whatever
Yeah.
wants to happen from here
Yeah.
on.
Here it
Okay?
is. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about this portal, everybody. Pam asked me a couple of questions that most people don't ask me. They would like to talk to me about what do you do? What are you doing with the network? But very few people ask me, what are your gifts and what are your talents? Right. Of course, my coaches, when I first interviewed them, we went through that process. But one of the things that I am, and I never really talk about this. However, if you listen to the show tonight with Mark, or you've listened to any of the shows that I've been on, there's something that I do that one person in particular gave it a phrase. And I don't talk about it much because I don't think about it, but this is 8888 Lionsgate. Now, let me tell you something about this. This starts, right? Starts. And for those of you, if you were like me at 888 and 8 o'clock this morning, something kicked in for you, right? Let's just say that. However, tonight too, this is not just today. This is 8 to 8:12, right? You understand? So a lot of times what happened during a stage like this, people go, Mercury in retrograde. No, look at the lion behind Pam. Just look at that lion. That lion is not ruled by Mercury. So this is what you must do. And this is what this show's about. There are things to do during this period, and there are things that you just want to stay completely away of. The most important thing to do is listen to high vibration frequencies. Most important. Pam, you just did it. What you did was submit to the portal high vibration frequencies now. So on this day, for that moment, and in the submission of that, let's just be very clear. That is a high vibration frequency that got transmitted, transported. So what do people ask me? So Pam asked me the question, what are your gifts? I think something like that you asked me, Pam, like, what's your gift and talent? And I think originally I came back and I said, I've been called a translator. And the exact two words that were given to me a really long time ago, I've tried to remember who did it. I don't remember. I thought it was Sylvia Browne. I don't know if people even know who Sylvia Browne is. They don't know if they remember Sylvia, right? But Sylvia was, man, if you ever got a reading from Sylvia, boy, I'm telling you, you just don't go in front of Sylvia whining. Sylvia, I know you listen to me up there, but I know you. And I think it was her that said something like, you are a translator transformer. Now, this was early in my journey here with this, Pam. So I didn't even know what she was talking about. I left that reading and somebody asked me, how did you make out with Sylvia? I'm like, I don't know. I said, I don't know. I said, I don't think she did the reading for me. I think she was channeling life or something. So here's what we listen to: high vibration frequencies. You have to listen to them. How do you listen to them? You must be that. You must be that high vibration frequency. So let's just start now. Let's just do it. Well, I'm going to do this throughout the show, but I'm going to start right now. What's a high vibration frequency? I am blessed. I am able. I am successful. Boom. I am victorious. I am talented. I am creative. Boom. Repeat these things to yourself. I am wise. I am healthy. I am in shape. See, all of these things, and we're going to do this throughout the show today. Be it, attract it, and then listen. So Pam, listen to songs. There was a post on TikTok. I'm not with TTN will be on TikTok. We're working towards that. But there, every once in a while, you can tap into some really cool things on TikTok. And there was a posting by Otto on TikTok, who taught Alexei Gigiotto began to talk about this, did a whole video on this. And so I just listen to songs that get you at 432 hertz. That is a miracle manifestation frequency, 432, 432, 432, 432, 432, 432, 432, 432. You got me? Get me at that. Okay, so this is thing one, Pam.
Okay, got it.
Thing two, and we could talk about playlists, because guess what? Who does that better than anybody? David over there. Don't do this. Don't text your ex or fall back on old patterns. Oh, we're going to talk about that today. So, whenever we talk about manifestation, you know this, Pamela, I want to ask your opinion of this. When the law of attraction and secret came out, there was a lot of these, don't do this, don't say the word this. I got a lot of grief in my intro for having, what would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? They wanted me to change the word fail. I'm like, what do you want me to change that to? Well, you should have something like, what would you do if you knew you could succeed? I said, what does that even mean? I mean, I already know what I'm going to do if I succeed. But what do you think about that? Let's just start with those. I call it the 1-2 punch of what to do and what not to do. What do you think of those two?
Yep. So what would I do if I knew that I couldn't fail? That's a huge question. Huge question, right?
Yes.
I got in touch with something this morning talking about music. My husband and I did, every morning we do a card reading because it's important to us to do that and do a book reading. And he immediately got, oh, I need to play Birth Energy by Kenny Loggins for Pam. That's something that we really are connected to, is music. And so when I heard that music, and then I'm like, I went back to my very first vision, my very first manifestation or calling, if you will, of standing on a stage in front of millions of people singing and moving them to tears. That's still with me. That's still here within my heart. That never left, right? So when that comes in on a day like today, that's still present. And years later, I think, oh, what am I doing? Oh, I'm on a stage. Now I'm sitting, but I'm on a stage and I'm singing in front of millions of people who are watching. So don't underestimate the power of your words. Don't underestimate the power of your vision. Don't underestimate your imagination or your dreams. That's what I would say to that. I would say that. That's what comes up for me. There's many things that I think about as far as failing too. Like, what would I do if I knew I couldn't fail? I would skydive. I would parasail. I would learn to water ski. Now, those are terrifying to me, right?
Yeah.
The first thing that comes up is, oh my God, I would fail with that. But if I knew that I couldn't fail, then what am I waiting for, right? We
Yeah.
need the right circumstances in order to give us permission to move forward.
Yeah. I mean, this is what we're talking about today. It is that thing. And isn't it kind of interesting? I think we've evolved. Let's talk about the evolution of us, the evolution of a language, the evolution of things for a minute. Because one of the things that also we talk about on this day is some of the things to do. Let's just go through a couple of these. And for those of you that understand astrology or you're part of astrology, they're going to be things that, you're going to tap into. Here's another thing to do, which, Pam, this was you, right? You did it. You got to daydream. You have to daydream. I have been my entire life called out, criticized, especially in school as a young, before preteen. Daydream. You got to daydream. It is literally the best form of manifestation. Daydream. Get yourself on a stage. Daydream you're jumping out of that plane. Daydream you're doing it in Hawaii, because that's where I did it. I love to skydive. Get over to Hawaii. So now you're daydreaming manifestation. You're in Hawaii. You're daydreaming. You're coming out of that plane. You're at 15,000 feet. You've got somebody really attached to you behind you that has done this before, and you're having the time of your life. People saw a picture of me skydiving, and the expression on my face said it all, right? But you've got to be able to do this, right? This is you see, a lot of things people talk, Neptune is in retrograde, right? It talks about, it makes it a lot easier for Piscean energy and spiritual dreaming energy, like that spiritual Piscean energy, that like dream, right?
Yeah.
Or let's get down to a little bit of more reality. Like for me, in my little chart, maybe y'all are hoping for financial success. Let's talk about that. Or maybe the situation you want to put to rest. See, this is the energy in the dream.
Yeah.
There may be a situation you want to put to rest. I have a situation that I really want to put to rest. You know, allow yourself to feel those emotions, because we're talking frequency, allow that, but it's on whatever you desire.
Yeah.
It is not about texting or daydreaming about the ex that you had 30 years ago. Hello, that is like not a thing you want to do.
Yeah. Well, the other piece of that I just got really strong too is now I am wearing black. However, I'm also wearing gold for a reason, so that I remember the light that shines through me. And I can promise you folks, and you know this to be true too, Pat, is that I've been in a dark place for the last 3 months. Okay. Those of you who have heard the show have heard me talk about, we've got a situation in our family, right? The situation is not resolved. And it kind of, it really threw me for a loop and like got me to this place of not knowing what to do next. And how do I function? And how can I possibly continue to do life the way I've been doing life when this situation is occurring, right? And today, as I was doing my meditation and I was listening to this birth energy song, what I heard was that I finally am at a place of being willing to open again. And what I heard was my heart was broken, but it's breaking. I'm like breaking out. I'm breaking out of the shell that I had been holding as my truth. And I also mentioned to Pat, because Pat is my dear friend and she's also my mentor, that I felt like a huge transformation was starting to occur in my life and in my professional life as well, which includes this show. What does that even mean? Well, I don't know what it's going to look like, right? But I know you've been through this, Pat, where you know something's coming and you know that you keep getting little glimpses here and there, but you're like, nah, I can't hold on to anything. Like it's eluding me. It's like not showing itself quite yet, but
Yeah.
it keeps showing me little snippets here and there.
Yeah.
That's what
I
we're
love
talking
that.
about with manifesting, folks.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. Here is the quickest way to get clarity. And this is part of the what you want to do today. The sky is falling. The sky is falling. What's your next phrase? Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Mother Earth. Thank you, God. Thank you. Thank you. What am I saying? You've got to practice gratitude today. I don't care what the heck is going on in your life. This is the hardest thing to do. I was talking to somebody that lost her dad. And, it's like, I'm not going to sit there in front of you. Like we do a show tonight and people have lost. I'm not going to say, oh, practice gratitude. No, I'm going to say, can we find something in your world at the moment that you're grateful for? Is
Yeah.
it your support system around you? Practice gratitude. The best thing you could do right now is practice gratitude. In her video, Otto talks about waking up in the morning. This is really cool. Put on the high vibration music, but then what are you grateful for? Right. And then I'm going to continue with this. This is really, when people say you're a translator and a transformer, I'm a little bit different. You're not going to find me sitting. I'm not going to own. I don't do yoga. I don't have anything against it. I'm just not very good at it. But here's what I do. This is what you're going to do. I am deeply grateful, We're ready? That I am so passionate, that I am strong. I'm deeply grateful. I am confident. I'm deeply grateful that I'm valuable, that I'm free, that I'm also redeemed. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for everything around me. I was doing this with somebody, Pam, and they said, I can't do it. I said, why can't you do it? They said, I woke up this morning, I have a negative bank account. I said, okay. No, this is me.
Yeah.
So how much was your account negative? Oh, it was negative like $800. I said, okay. So can I help you with what you're grateful for? And they looked at me like, seriously? I like minus 800 something in my account, honey. I got to pay the rent. I said, here's what you're grateful for. First of all, you're grateful that your bank did not close your account down. So let's start with number one. Then you're grateful that it's only $813, right?
There we go. There we
I
go.
mean,
Yeah.
what are you grateful for? Are you going to be able to put that money back? Yeah, but not for a couple days. Oh, okay. So what else are you grateful for? How about being grateful for your ability to pick up the phone, call the bank, explain your situation, and see if there's anything to do?
Yeah.
And then they said, well, I said, do you have any credit cards? Oh, yeah, I got credit card. Okay, so why don't you take one of your credit cards, get a cash advance, and wipe away that negative bank account? Now, not everybody can do that. But when you're in the middle of a crisis, you're not working.
Right.
You're
right.
not working. You're
Right.
not
And
full capacity.
exactly. Well, and that's a really good point to remember. And what I wanted to share with all of you who are listening, that I always tell you, if you tune in, which I know many of you do tune in on a regular basis, let me remind you that if you believe in a power greater than yourself, outside of yourself, a higher power, a creator, a God, a totem, whatever it is that you connect to, that's your power. Don't rely on yourself, folks, because yourself, your ego tells you things like, I can handle it myself. I'm supposed to be an independent. Right? That whole world of I am strong and I'm supposed to know what I'm doing, right? That's a thing in humanity. Well, guess what? You don't have to stay there. So right now, I want to give you the permission that maybe you have never had by anybody. Let me be the one who gives you permission to say, yes, I'm ready for that. So Pat,
Yeah.
how do we do that? How do we
I-
give ourselves permission to receive support from something other than ourselves?
We get rid of the idea. Wait for it, everybody. You all can email me later with your hate mail. I know what you're thinking right now. I can feel. You get rid of the idea that you have to ask for freaking permission. That is like a big delete and erase. So help me rephrase that for everybody here without permission. Come on, Pam. Help me rephrase that thing right there.
Okay. I allow myself to receive everything that my soul is ready to receive.
Now, I want to go bigger.
Great.
Because when we're talking about this day and manifestation, your soul knows you already got it. Our souls know. You know, like the person with the bank account. It's like, I'm trying to start a business, but I got and I'm like, you're not trying. You already started your business, and you're running into a pothole here, right? Somebody wrote you a check that hello didn't quite have the money in the account, right? But here's what we have to recognize. Desire has been our birthright. Manifestation has been our birthright. As a matter of fact, the next thing you want to do is you want to run your transit chart. And, this is not an astrology show. We're going to have to get somebody to come on that knows astrology, but you're going to have to run your transit chart. And when you run your transit chart, it's going to tell you a lot about today. And run it today, run it tomorrow, run it for these 3 days. Because when you I looked at my transit chart. When you look at your transit chart, what is that saying? And you see, you may have to get some help on this. There are a lot of people online. I ran into a great astrologer online, and I'm going to have to ask Jessica if we could give her information out today. I don't remember her URL, but she talks about this. See, this is a thing now. It doesn't matter what your spiritual practice or religion is. Let me go a little bit, let me go Christian for a moment. I grew up in a Catholic and a Christian family with my mom, and my mom was, I think my mom must have taught Joel Osteen everything he knows today, because that was the kind of person she was.
Mm.
So anything she talked about, I think she must have written the Gospel of Thomas, right? The one that is not included in the
Doubting
Bible.
Thomas.
Yeah. But the bottom line for her was everything was already there. Everything is already there. You know, so when people ask, where's the kingdom of heaven? Read what it says. It's everywhere. And so here's the thing. If it is everywhere, and if you have grown up in a specific spiritual practice, and I'm talking about Christianity for a minute, but I'm going to talk about others, you know, you already know this is your birthright. This is us asking big. This is saying, soul, not only give me, right, what I think I know is there, but here's what I really want. I want peace in my heart. I want love. I want to create something in the world that is so vast, so big, in the field that I'm in now, with our network, that we are going to change lives. Just 1 minute of one show. We want to change lives.
Mm.
We want to be able to do that in a way where we're not reaching 20 million like we're doing now. We're reaching 1 billion.
Mm-hmm.
And by doing that, what are we doing? We're raising the vibration. Through shows like Pam, what's Pam doing? See? And by the way, I love this topic. We can talk about this more when we come back. I always love when I get into conversations, especially if I'm on a panel. I don't know what books people read, but we talk about the masters that walk the earth. I don't care if you're talking about people from the Hindu tradition. It doesn't matter what you're looking at. When we talk about the suffering and the lack of prosperity, it's not aligning up. Moses was a millionaire by today's I mean, Catherine Ponder wrote one of the most incredible books. One of them was called The Millionaire Moses. And why was she doing this? She always would ask the question, how do you think Jesus, the man, Master Jesus, got from where he was to where he was going? Every picture of him that you ever saw, he had clean clothes on. How the heck did he afford that feast there at the end with those 12 other people?
Mm.
You see, but we have something that says we have to suffer, we have to sacrifice.
Yeah.
What we have to do is we have to earn, we have to put ourselves in a position where we lend and not borrow money. We have to put ourselves in a position where money is nothing more than a way for us to help other people on the planet. We have to put ourselves in a position, and the position I'm talking about is in your mind.
Yep. Yep. That's a good place to pause.
Good one. Clean out the cobwebs.
Really good place to pause. So what is your mind telling you? That's a really good thing to think about when we take a break here. We're going to take a break. Think about what am I thinking about? What's my dialogue, my inner dialogue on a regular basis? And when we come back, we'd love to hear from you. The number to call in is 1-800-930-2819. So call us and talk to us, okay? We'd love to hear from you. And we might have a tip or two for you to assist you on your journey. So this is the time, folks, okay? This is the deep dive into who you are as spirit in form. Because this is the time when we're going really big into the 5D, 6D,
Yeah.
7D, 8D world, right? We're going up, folks. And if you're not going up, guess where you're going? Right? We don't want to go down. We want to go up. So let's take a break. And when we come back, we want to hear from you. Okay. Call us or text in the chat and ask us your question, and we'd love to assist you. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Empower Me Show. I'm here with my dear friend and mentor, Dr. Pat Baccili, who is the founder of Transformation Talk Radio and the Transformation Network. And I'm so glad you're here. We are talking about the 8-8 portal, the Lion's Gate. Here's your lion for you. And we are going from there to the heart space and to the stars. And the stars are somewhere back there behind this line. They're just kind of not showing themselves yet, but you know that I work with the stars. So the star beings are so happy that you're here. Please call us as we're talking. We've got a little while longer, but we want to hear from you. And the number's on your screen. If you're driving and you don't see the screen, it's 1-800-930-2819, or type it in the chat and let us know what you need, okay? Because we're here for you and we want to support you in your spiritual journey. So, Pat, you wanted to tell us about the next few days.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about energies and frequencies. And so I need to just continue the conversation with everyone, because it isn't just about the 8th. I mean, it is about other days and times. And I just want to be sure we talk about it. The thing that I love to talk about is to really take a look at, what is that next day? So let's talk about tomorrow. Tomorrow has been named a happiness peak day. Let's just call it happiness peak. And it is an interesting peak in astrology. It's about, this moon trine Jupiter tomorrow. But it is all about happiness. And there are 3 signs in particular that are affected by this, Jessica. And, one of them out of the gate, and I'll tell you what this means, that this trine will open up a door for you for a very joyful day. Now, joy, if you look at Hawkins' scale of emotion, you'll see joy. It's very difficult for anybody to really lean into the manifestation today, really grumpy. Like grumpy manifestation is not a thing.
No.
Grumpy.
Work. It doesn't work.
It's not. It's Debbie Downer is not going to be the grumpy, no grumpy.
So,
but you have to shift it.
So, Pat, we have a caller from Panama. My dear friend and soul sister, Anne, is calling in. Hello, Anne. I'm so glad to hear from you.
Hi. Hi, Pam. Hi, Dr. Pat. Nice to talk to you.
Hi.
For taking my call.
Hi,
Yay.
Anne. Cool to have you.
So what can we do for you, darling?
Yeah. Well, you guys were talking about manifesting, and I have a beautiful life here in Panama. I just love it. I've been really blessed to be able to change my life in many different ways. And as I'm here, I've been noticing there's a lot of scarcity and a lot of poverty around me, and I feel really grateful because I have the means to live the life that I want and not worry about the money portion of it. And so as people have been coming in my life, I see that, and I'm an empath. My heart really goes out to them, and so I'm helping them in other ways, giving them jobs to work for me. And as I do that, they ask for more. Like, I'll give them a gift and take them shopping and fill up their refrigerator. And this is just an example. And then, the next week is, well, don't you want to take me shopping? Instead of saying thank you. Like, when someone gives you a gift, to me, it's like, it's not really a gift anymore if they want more. You know what I mean? And so maybe I'm not really clear what's happening, but this has happened several times since I've been here, and it feels like I'm shifting timelines to a scarcity time in my life, either my life here in this embodiment or past lifetimes, which I have had, where I'm, don't have what I need, and I'm worried also. So I can feel their feelings and I understand where they're coming from. So maybe I'm attracting it. I'm not really clear, and it kind of puts me in a, like, I want to continue to help them, but at the same time, when is it going to stop? You know what I mean?
So here's the thing that I'm here. I hear you, and you have such a huge heart, and you give to the world. That's who you are. And there's this word called boundaries, which I've never really enjoyed that word myself. However, it's really important that I myself, and I think I'm also hearing that it's important for you to create a boundary that is flexible, that it's not necessarily like a boundary because you're keeping people out, but it's a boundary that says, you know what? My gift is my gift. I'm giving because I want to give it to you, not because it's expected. When there's a shift in you, as you know, everything's energy, right? When there's a shift in you, right, it says, I allow myself to give to you because I love you. There are no strings attached where you are. That will ripple out to affecting them. When you're clear in who you are and what you are about, it sends this ripple effect out to others. Now, doesn't mean it's going to be instant, but this is the thought that I had just had, but I also been hearing it for myself because I'm going through a challenge, and you know that too, because you're my friend. And what I keep hearing over and over again is be the person that you want others want to give to others. Be the change that you want to be in the world.
Yeah.
How does that come across for you?
Right. It feels good. It feels like I'm doing it continuing to do it with love, and because I want to do it, but also honoring myself too, that there are boundaries and that it really is not a gift anymore if you have your hand out every time we speak, you know. So I want to be able to do that with love, and it feels like, those are really nice boundaries that will give, you know, they will give myself compassion, knowing that I'm doing this out of love, and it is the right thing to do, but also, you know, loving myself and being the light, like you said, and being an example of how I want to be in the world for others to see me that way as well. Yeah.
So, Pat, what do you have to share with Anne about what just came through?
I have a whole different perspective because I was them. See, when you're homeless and you're in New York City and you're begging for money, you're going to ask the same person 500 times to get what you need. You know, I'm not kidding. You're sitting there and you got your hat on and they walk by and today they give you a quarter and you say, dude, really a quarter? Yesterday you gave me $1. Today's a quarter. And, you know, so here's what I want to say, and I want to help you shift your energy now. You can work, what Pam said is perfect, and that's going to take time. But I want you to change this now. You didn't do anything wrong. There's nothing wrong with your approach, and there's nothing wrong with theirs. The minute we input judgment into any transfer of energy, this happens to be a material thing, right? But the minute we put judgment into the transfer of something, the transfer becomes diluted. You're no longer giving. You can't give from a place of love if you're judging. It's impossible. Now, judging is a gift. It's a talent. That's what we've been given. You have to have discernment. But you do have a way to handle this. You see, they have a talent. I love this talent. I work with sales teams, so this always comes up. This always comes up. And what I find is...
I've been, Dr. Pat, I've been that person on the other side too, like you said.
Right.
I've been there. I know what it feels like to have scarcity. And so what I was doing was like, you have the God within. You can create this. I'm not your God. You're your own God. But I also, Spirit tells me, you need to speak in a language they can understand. And
but you might be their God.
Any dimension that they can.
But you might be their God for a minute. You might be their God for a minute. You know, I don't like the word God, but I'm going to use it because it showed up here. God, goddess, whatever deity. My friend has 98 million.
Like it's been a minute. It's been a long time.
I'm going to help you with that.
Continuing.
I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you with that. But you see, you're really pissed at him, aren't you? A little bit.
Well, kind of, because they
it's okay.
say it in a way like they're manipulating and gaslighting me, and that's kind of triggering me from before.
Oh, I love you called in. I'm so glad you called in. I got something for you. When what's his face in his like $2,000 Italian shoes gave me the quarter, right? I got a lesson from him. The first thing he said is, when you clean your blank, blank, blank up, come find me and I'm going to give you a job. And I said, okay, like what? I mean, honestly, I'm 17, so it didn't even matter to me. But what he was saying to me is, you're not afraid to ask for what you want. See, the problem we have, and especially women, I'm going to really stereotype for a minute because I work with women and I studied women, and I can tell you this. We angst over asking for the cha-ching. And when other people do, we are like, crap, are you kidding, you greedy little thing? So this is where you get to have a conversation. See, this is so cool. So you're going to have a conversation. You're going to say, Mary and Joe, you know what? Sounds like you really have some other needs. Sounds like what I've done and what I've gifted you either wasn't correct, wasn't the thing you really need. And boy, do you have an amazing ability to ask for what you want. Hello, I'm going to give you the Olympic gold medal for that. And I too have the ability to say, I'm giving this in love, and there's a limit. I still love you. I still giving it. I'm not going to cut you up, but I got to honor you. I'm going to praise you and I'm going to raise you. Mary, Joe, Tom, whoever you are. I'm going to raise you up because you have a skill that if you ever need a sales job and you can find a place to get it, you're going to get that job because you know how to ask for what you need. So your energy has to shift and acknowledge their talent and gift. And the minute you do that, you will find within you a way to have a conversation that says, you know what? I love your feistiness. I love your assertiveness. I love you. I also love that you think I'm a never-ending vessel of giving stuff. And you know what? Let's have a conversation. I'm not. However, let's negotiate.
Yeah.
If you want more, maybe we can negotiate how you get more and do more. See, this is what's so cool about this situation for you. This is the 888 portal because they're manifesting and you're going to manifest something that might be, I don't know you well enough to know this, Anne, but maybe you're going to manifest something, a lesson that is so safe to practice on folks that actually have no influence or control over you. You get to practice this and you will shed that anger towards them and be able to have this conversation. Think about it. How many times in your life or even in mine have I held back asking for what I really wanted? See, this 8 day, it is not going to tolerate holding back on what you want. It's not. It's not going to work. Yeah. Whether it's in a relationship that you're in and you're like, oh, honey, no, oh, honey, I want pizza. No, I don't want freaking pizza today. Right. But you're like, OK, I'll have pizza. And then you're like, oh, my God, I'm like gluten intolerant and I'm sick the next day. Why do we do that? Because we don't know how to have a loving conversation. I agree with Pam. You have to go to love. But you got to love them and you.
Exactly it. It is coming up bubbling to the surface right now during this portal. And I know it's because I have these lessons that I really need to learn. And this one is a big one. It's super powerful. And shifting the energy behind it to, change it, transmute it to be something new, something different, and empower both of us is going to be
I
feel it in my heart. Yeah.
So I
Just write a list of 5. I want you to write 5 things down that you really love about these people and their boldness. Please do that after the call. Just go write it down. I'm not saying you got to tell the world about it, but I'm saying, oh, I love Mary, the way she asked for that. Oh my God, she got right up in my face and said, is that all you got there, Ann? Go ahead, Pam. Sorry.
So we have 5 minutes left. So I'm going to do this for you, Ann, and for the rest of the people that are listening. So here we go, guys. Okay. This is the Lion's Gate portal. Okay. We're going to go right through the gate into the portal now. Okay.
Oh
yes,
God.
it's present, but we're going to do that because guess what? Lions are not timid. And this is your next level up of your courage, your boldness, your asking for exactly what you want in the world. And this is for me too, okay?
Yeah, this is a big time shift. This is a big, big shift for me, and this is big,
Okay. So I want you to visualize, however you visualize this Lion's Gate portal, okay? Here's your lion behind me if you're looking here. But I know that you're a visual, so just see the lion. And the lion is standing before the gate. The lion is now going to push the gate open. And I want you to follow that lion through that opened gate into this next level of your life. This beautiful new version of your life. And let that lion show you what's available. Show you what it wants to tell you, what it wants you to know. Give you the wisdom that it has to impart. And I'm going to leave you on that note, Ann, and I invite you and I to have a conversation in the next couple days so that I can really support both of us in our next level, okay?
Yeah. And I want to say, don't do anything today. Don't do anything today except the list, because tomorrow is a happiness day. 8-9 is the portal is, like Pam said, she just cracked it wide open. Tomorrow is where you get to shift from sappy to happy on this. Okay.
I love that.
You're going to be able to shift that.
I feel it starting already. So.
All right, good.
That's excellent.
Thank you for that.
So I love you, Ann. We're going to wrap it up here. Thanks for calling in, and we will be in touch, okay?
Love you guys. Thank you so much for your support, Pam and Dr. Pat. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
100% all the time, sweetheart. Bye-bye.
Yeah. You know what I love about that call, Pam? I don't think Ann knows it, but she tapped into a consciousness that's out there, not by a few people, but by thousands and thousands of people. And she became the spokesperson for those people today.
Yep.
Thank you, Ann. Thank you.
That's how it works, guys, okay? Your voice matters, and I say that from a place of knowing. And I'm getting emotional right now because I have been there. I've been exactly where you are in those shoes, okay? Your voice matters. Who you are matters. Don't limit who you think you are by what your head and your dialogue in your head is telling you, okay? So we're going to wrap it up. Pat, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you, Pam. I loved it. It was fun.
It was great to talk to you. We want to do this more often. Those of you who are listening, Pat and I are going to get together again and do more shows together because I'm committed to that. And if you want to reach either of us, you can reach Dr. Pat at Dr. Pat, the Transformation Talk Radio. You can reach me at Bright Butterfly Network. We love you infinitely and always. So have yourself an amazing, amazing day. Know that your life is up to you, and we will talk to you next week.
Thank you, Pam. It's an honor. Thank you.
Mwah. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Empower Me Show with Pam Bright on Transformation Talk Radio. Tune in to learn more about living a fully empowered life. Remember that your life is up to you, and you can choose the spiritual path you are on. There is spiritual energy and wisdom in everything and everyone around you. Listen carefully for what the universe is trying to tell you in every moment. You are already being guided along your journey. Call upon your spirit guides anytime you need help with anything. Know that you are safe in every moment, even if it seems that you are not. For more information about Pam Bright, visit brightbutterflyenterprises.com or email theempowermeshow@gmail.com. Thank you very much for listening. We hope to see you next week.